Hi, decoders, and welcome back to Codebreakers. Today, we have a very special guest. We are decoding the code of community and the high level strategy behind strategic outreach. And our guest today, she is a heavy hitter in the Nevada business landscape. She's a leader at Some New Marketing and serves in the board of AMA and the Nevada Contractors Association and works closely with the RTC. And no, she is a master of navigating complex systems while keeping her feet firmly planted in the community. Raven McSwain, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm excited to have this conversation. Like, we don't talk all the time outside of this. So, let's dive into it before we go left field and start talking about something else like we like to do because we never get off the phone. Raven, you're everywhere from the AMA to the Nevada Contractors Association, the RTC, like community engagement is your thing. Okay. We met mastering mindsets. We've
In
been
the
seeing
midst
each
of
other
community
all over
engagement.
social before we ever even knew each other because you everywhere. Apparently, I'm everywhere and don't think so, but you everywhere. You know everybody. Most people see your title, but they don't see the groundwork. How do you navigate your path to becoming a key voice in so many different Nevada sectors?
It really just goes back to exactly what the title was, community and strategy. Starting everything with the strategy is most important, just so you're not all over the place. So, first thing for me, when I started at Some New 7 years ago, this year makes 7 years, the first things that they really instilled was the importance of the strategy and building relationships. But starting with the strategy and identifying my lane was what I had to do first. As you know, we met on the community side and working with the youth, which that's my heart work, my passion.
Mm-hmm.
But my everyday passion, what gets me going, what keeps me going is business, small businesses. Working with small businesses on small business development, but being able to do so, I know I don't know it all. So it takes being in the community. And it takes doing that strategically, making sure that I'm in the right places at the right times, not everywhere for everybody.
I'm glad that you said that because, I absolutely love some strategy. And people think that networking and meeting people in the community is just about getting out. But at this point in our careers, it's not just about going out every night and like having a drink and talking it up socially with people. It's about having a strategy, knowing who's going to be in the room, knowing what you're about to be talking about, who you looking for, right?
Exactly that. Knowing who's going to be in the room is real important. When working with clients or even just friends or partners looking to build a business, looking to start networking, that's one of the first things I tell them. Like, first of all, know your lane. And then you got to look for stuff that fits in your lane and that helps get to your strategic goals. If you're just trying to be everywhere and have drinks and chat it up and passing out 100 business cards a day, just because you pass out 100 business cards a day does not mean it's going to convert to new business deals. It's not necessarily going to convert to real relationships or real relationships. It's just you passed out 100 business cards and now you need to buy some more.
Yeah, yeah. And most people don't even follow up with you. I find myself these days doing the follow up. People will just shove their business cards in my hand, and I'll be like, okay, I want to follow up and acknowledge you, but there might not even be any real business here right now. There might be, potential for the future, but follow up. Most people out here now are not even following up.
The follow up is important. And that shoving business cards in your hand, I don't really go for that too much no more. I mean, I'll take it, but the follow up might not be there. If we didn't get to have a connection and conversate, like to figure out what we had that aligned, why did you give me your business card? Did you just want me to know about your business? Or do you feel like there's some type of synergy there? People who just come passing them out to everybody in a row, like I'll take that. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
might even remember it, maybe, but it's not
It gives me
guaranteed. Like,
it definitely gives me the cringe factor. That's why I'll remember it because like you said, what was
you,
this for?
yeah, you remember the person who shoved the card in your hand, and you remember like they didn't really care if we had any type of synergy or connectivity that we should work together on. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind after that.
Yeah. On the topic of business cards, are you more of a physical, old school, classic business card type of person, or do you remember with the digital cards?
Remember? No, I don't remember with the digital cards. I'm so in the middle there. So like I love a digital card because it's just readily available at my fingertips. However, I will forget that I got that digital business card when it comes time to follow up sometimes, unless like I got this whole list or I'm doing it right after the event. I am a sucker for physical cards because
Mm.
I don't do well with names, right? But faces and branding, I do. Like I will not remember the name of a person or the name of their company, but you can say I need somebody that does this, and I'm like, oh, it was this lady, I met her, she told me her daughter just started this, her card was purple and blue, and I
Yeah.
will go looking through my desk and I'm like, purple and blue. So it's like the physical card, you when tied to I'm sorry, when tied to a conversation and some sort of connection, I can like that's what really drives my memory.
hmm We all talking about connections and remembering things, which brings us to the next question. Was there a specific project or community need that made you realize your calling wasn't just marketing, but actually building the infrastructure or for the community connection?
Was there any specific project? I can't say it was a specific project. It's been my role at Some New that made me realize that because prior to working at Some New, I worked for the National Association of Minority Contractors. That's where I first discovered that I really loved and wanted to help small businesses. When I came over to Some New, I had no idea what I was going to be doing, and I started off as a marketing and outreach coordinator. So that's where I really got my feet wet, connecting the dots, being in the community more, but getting the hands-on experience with different industries is where the light really clicked for me. And once I started to truly understand, like, oh, I don't have to stay in this contractor lane. I
Mm-hmm.
can connect the contractors with the finance, with the professional services, with the this, and yeah. So it was like it was just as once I got to Some New, every week, every month, it's like another light clicked on. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is where I'm
Yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it take you to get your feet wet in the journey for you to understand exactly where you're going. I think a lot of times we try to map out what we think our plan is in life and where we're going, and then life is like, wham, nope, this is where you truly meant to be, right?
Exactly. So, like when I first reached out to apply or inquire about a position at Some New, I reached out and I knew of Shondell, and I reached out and I made the initial connection. But on the back end, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna teach myself a few little marketing tactics and get whatever education I can from online." So I was learning about search engine optimization and ad placements, and I got there and they're like, we don't do that. We're all about strategy over here. We do strategy and relationships. Like those are, I mean, that's not the exact verbiage, but strategy is top of mind every day for Some New. So to get in there and it's like, so I don't have to know anything about websites. I don't have to know anything about ads. So wait, what are we doing?
Hmm.
So yeah, had a whole nother plan for me. Had a whole nother plan for me, and it worked out for the best though.
Love that. Yeah, no, there's definitely a line. I always talk about how people think that marketing is just putting some content on social and they don't even look at their website as a form of marketing when that's literally your store, your storefront and how you sell yourself. But marketing consists of your tactics, which is placing your content on social channels or putting it out into the world, whether it's traditional or digital marketing. But what is your strategy behind it? How are you going to get from point A to point B? How many clients do you need? How many leads do you need to make a certain dollar amount, and so forth? So what is the strategy? I love that you guys are all about that. So, when it comes to the mindset shift, you lead in rooms filled with contractors, government officials, and creative marketers all at once. What is the biggest mindset shift you had to make to speak to all of those different languages while also staying true to your own voice about creating real relationships and, the strategy?
First off, it's knowing and staying true to myself. Second off, is making sure that I'm prepared for whatever room I'm going in. So, like you said, it can be a room that is filled with all of those different industries and leaders from those industries. So, that can be intimidating. But as long as I know myself and I know the material I'm going in to present to them, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. Like, as long as I go in knowing I've done my homework, I know who's going to be in the room, I know what's important to them, and I have a solution for them, then I feel comfortable walking in those rooms.
Yeah. And now, Raven, you saw her shaking her head. No, she don't know everybody. But we were just in a room like that together when the historic West Side Library opened up. And that room was full of those very people. And it was full all day. And we were trying to leave. And how many times did you get stopped?
Okay, you sound like my child friend. Like, it's gotten to the point to where she just goes, when I say we're getting ready to leave, she just goes and sit by the door like, yeah,
You
we're
need
not
at
yet.
least another hour and 30 minutes before you get out the room because everybody's like, oh Raven, and y'all talking all these different initiatives. So it just goes to show that she's out here really making real connections and relationships with people because they want to stop her, they want to talk to her, they want to pick her brain, they want to talk about the next thing that's coming with, even though it's after hours and she's trying to leave. People want to talk to Raven.
Yeah.
It
I
speaks
mean,
a lot about you.
I know a lot of people in Nevada. You couldn't have told me that I would have 13 years ago. Like, I just knew I was going to be in my own little bubble. I have gotten to know a lot of people here, a lot of really important and significant people who really make things happen. But I feel like it's still so many more. I mean,
Yeah.
I think my Rolodex is pretty full, but it's so many more, and it just comes with the work. Like, it's so many people in Nevada actually doing the work and who really care. So those are all the people I'm rubbing shoulders with. That's why I can't never
Yeah.
get out of rooms.
Okay. Well, I'm thankful to have you and know you and be a part of the people you rubbing shoulders with because we out here making things shake. Okay. um, let's talk about burnout. You wear a lot of hats, literally every time. I know Raven from across the room because she got a hat on. What is one habit you have to stay grounded to avoid system overload with all your board and community commitments?
So something that has to happen is prayer. Like, I get up and I make sure I'm checking in with my Bible and prayer verses daily. I've started to trickle in meditation over the last couple years, practicing that. I know that's an ongoing process, but also learning to set boundaries. And I'm learning that steadily every year. Every year, I feel like I've said learning boundaries the last 3 years, but every year in the last 3 years has meant boundaries on a different level. Boundaries
Mm-hmm.
for other people, boundaries for myself, boundaries for what I know I can commit to. And most recently, I have just started to try to take inventory of what's all on my plate. What can I try to teach somebody else or delegate to somebody else so that I'm not constantly saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of all of those, I got it, I'm tired.
Oh yeah,
I'm
for
tired,
sure.
and burnout happens.
Mm-hmm.
I have experienced it myself. And I'm glad I was able to identify it though. I was able to identify that's what was happening. I was pretty much able to identify where it started and why it was happening, and it was just on me to kind of roll it back. And another key thing, I started therapy last year, so learning how to process it, learning how to process it on a different level with professional help. Because for years I've said I wanted therapy, but I didn't start until last year, 2025. And I wasn't talking myself out of it, but at the same time, I'm like, I know what's wrong with me, and I know that I need to journal. I know that I need to do this. But eventually, I was like, Raven, stop playing.
Yeah.
You don't have all the answers. Like, go see somebody professionally. So,
Mhm.
meditation, prayer, therapy, boundaries, all of those things are the keystones for me to help
Yeah.
avoid or mitigate burnout.
Let's talk about that too for a second. Therapy, it's like cringed on in the Black community. And I myself have gone to therapy too. And I can tell you, it's one thing to know all the reasons why you're going through something or why you feeling a certain sort of way, but actually talking about it to somebody. That's the big part about going to therapy. Actually talking to somebody about what is going on, because it's a lot of times where we feel like nobody understands what we're going through besides us, and nobody else can relate to it, especially when we are in this realm that we are in. My last podcast guest, we were talking about having friends and how none of our friends were our people we would think about typically, like, oh, let's just go hang out and go to the movies and blah blah blah. These our friends are the people we work with, the people we have grown that have become family, because
We
we're
spend
not
so
just in
much
a
time together.
yeah, and it's not we don't even work in the same office together, but me and you will hit each other up and be like, hey, it's time. We ain't seen each other. And I think that
Yes.
that is necessary because we so hungry and out here getting it, and like you said, our plate get full to where we can't eat it all. And we need to yeah, we need to delegate that to some people, and but then we also need to give some us time to us. So therapy is definitely has allowed me to be able to give myself some grace and be like, yeah, go hang out, go spend some time, go do something else other than sit in front of this computer.
Yes, therapy definitely, it just helps you sort it and process it. At one point I thought it was, I'm gonna go lay on somebody's couch and they're gonna tell me how to fix my life and all the things. But that's not exactly how it goes. But you also touched on another good point, having a village. That a village can be different things. I grew up, we grew up hearing about a village as the people who you can bring your child around and who will help rear your child in the right direction. But a village is very necessary in the work we do. And when you are wearing a bunch of different hats, to have people that you can lean on for support, to have people that can help you professionally, to have somebody like to just call and brain
Mhm.
dump. Like we need that. And it doesn't mean that this is a group of people that just get in a circle and complain for hours. Like you and I have had sessions, we're going to dump and vent for 10 minutes. Now, how do we solve this? How do we, wipe that off and put the big girl pants back on? Like, I just needed to get that off my chest because it was bothering me. But
Yeah.
now I got to find something to fix this. We can't sit here and cry on this for 3 hours, 3 days, or 3 weeks. Like, what we doing?
That's what I love
So,
about our conversations, because we definitely we are solution people. We not the ones that's like, oh, woe is me, the world is crashing and burning. Like, we might be damn mad right now.
but who else is gonna do it? If we sit here crying all day, it's still gonna be a problem tomorrow.
Yep.
So what we
That's what I
doing?
love.
How we fixing it?
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. We get down to the nitty gritty about it all. So we
Exactly. So
talking
yeah.
about having a village and all of that. You have a little village of your own that's growing, and your daughter, who is your little mini me. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, Lay's expression. Let's talk about how this little entrepreneur got going and what her business is about. We wish Lay could be here with us today, but she out here being busy, excelling.
Right. Exactly. Lay's village is taking over. So what that word right there, that's how Lay's expression came to fruition. A village, an introduction, exposure. Layla's been coming to work with me since she was 3, 4 years old. And before it was just like her having to come in when school was closed, and when I was working for NAMAC, I was in the office alone. The board knew and approved, like, hey, school's out, your daughter got to come to work with you. And so she just saw me in that office setting. Then fast forward, I met some new 7 years ago. Again, school's out. Now Layla and her best friends are coming to the office with me because that's the wonderful thing about something new. Like once I told them, I'm like, look, Me and my best friend, we have this like co-parenting thing going on. So where my child go, her child goes, and they were like, bring them all, let them all see this. So Layla used to come to work with me, and then one day she just randomly was like, I want to own a business. I'm like, do you now? Like, what do you want to own a business doing? So it started off as nails, and then I'm like, no, let's whittle it down. Like, do you truly want to do nails? Is that gonna be long term? And then I'm like, what's something you really like, you're passionate about? And she was like, well, maybe I could do jewelry because I don't really like anybody to have the same thing as me. And plus, I can make something that people will really like. Pondered on that for a little bit. I think I started, this was probably like 2020, end of 2020. By 2021, I got my first workshop series, the SBDC's Next Level. Started just learning about business because I've been helping businesses from a marketing perspective, but I wasn't really all in the how to run the business part. So that workshop took me through like financial, marketing,
Mhm.
partnerships, legal, the whole nine. And ever since then, every year I've taken courses to learn more. 2022, some new gave Layla her first opportunity.
Okay.
We were working with the Southern Nevada Health District, and we were doing outreach to boost awareness about COVID safety and vaccinations. And when we got to the subject of outreach and how to create incentives at our tables that would attract people, I was just kind of throwing a crazy idea against the wall. I'm like, what if my daughter made bracelets for when we do outreach for Juneteenth? She could do culturally relevant bracelets, and we play these games so people can answer questions and learn about COVID safety and vaccinations. And if they get it right, they get a bracelet. Well, my team agreed, the client agreed. My baby made 200 bracelets, and we gave them out during our tabling exercises for all of our Juneteenth exercises. I mean,
Yeah.
Juneteenth events. And from there, she went through a workshop series herself, got licensed, and the rest is history. She's still on the
That's dope.
trail. She's about to renew her business license for the third year next week. And
Okay.
yeah,
Come on
rocking and
now,
rolling.
longevity.
Yes,
We
3
like
years in
that.
business.
Love
And
that.
that's all thanks to Some New in the Village. We've gotten there. Some New was the foundation, but getting exposed to all the different workshops. And then, not to mention, she's had an internship with the Phenomenal Mama. That her first, 2 summers ago, she had her first
Mhm.
internship. And we just around people who learn that she has a business and wants to pour into her. And so,
She's
even
also
you,
right? She's also part of Teen Talk. She's also
yes,
she's DJing as well, right?
producing,
With
producing,
producing music, yes.
yes.
So like she just as busy as her mama. Look, like these
She's
babies be
literally,
watching.
yeah, she's literally becoming a mini me. She's at gas station studios right now at her internship. Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
me in the
making it
making.
happen. It's about pouring into these babies, and even if we don't know we pouring into them, they watching us pour into ourselves, which in
Yes,
turn makes them want to go after it, go get it. The earlier the
exactly.
better.
And they
So
watching when we're not pouring into ourselves. When
yes,
we're
they
not taking
are.
care of ourselves, they
Yes,
are watching those things too. So
I'm glad you brought that up because that's important. It's okay for them to see us go through certain things and know like we not perfect and we don't got it all together and that we need to take breaks as well. But also for them to understand like sometimes I just don't feel up to just going and get it all the time. Sometimes I just need to just lay down and rub my feet together and eat my Pop Tarts.
my favorite.
So we talking about um, the grind. Looking back on the past year, what is one limiting belief about what it takes to have a seat at the table that you've officially deleted for 2026?
That I have to have it all together. I mean, I've been realizing this more and more each year, but we all can learn something or earn something from somewhere else, but you don't have to have it all together to have a seat at the table. Like I said earlier, just be true to
Hmm.
yourself and know what you're talking about. Don't come in trying to fake it till you make it. Don't come in claiming to be an expert on something you just learned on YouTube last night,
Yeah.
but be authentically yourself and come with what you know. Come as you are and be teachable.
Hmm.
So just knowing that I don't have to have it all together, I don't have to have all the answers, but there is still a seat at the table for me.
Cause we gonna sniff you out. You know, we meant got skin in the game.
Yes.
We gonna know if
Few
you
simple
faking it or not.
questions. A
Uh
few
huh.
simple
For real.
questions.
Um. So my favorite thing I've been saying for many years now is I'm gonna create my own table. Cause F them tables, I done flipped those over. Apparently, I wasn't good enough to sit with me. So
You can't sit with us.
okay, yep. I done created my
No,
own table, and I love the people at my table.
yes. And I mean, it's this quote that one of my mentors, you know Ken Evans. He always used to say, or still says, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So
Hmm.
that's why it's most important to come as you are. Because if you're steady waiting to get it together, I don't have all the information. Oh, I didn't get a personal invitation. Oh, you're going to be on the menu. You're going to
Yep.
be on the menu. It's so many things that we miss out on having our voices heard because we either thought we weren't ready or had our own selfish reasons for not showing up. So just show up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. But on the flip side of that, it's some tables you just really don't even need to be sitting at.
And
I'm just.
that's where what we were saying earlier, like you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to
Mm.
be everywhere. It should align with your morals, your business goals, and future goals. Yeah, just showing up just to say I was there, just to be in a picture,
Hmm.
just to people please. Those days, I don't know if
Gone.
they're over or if they ever exist.
No, for real. I
But
prefer to be in
yeah,
my bed.
seriously, claiming I'm gonna go to sleep, but still putting notes in my phone for a client.
Girl, we don't talk about them after hours activities.
Listen, I have a notepad on the side of my bed, and when I'm not on my phone, it's the handwritten one, so
I've been
can't get
trying
away.
to get up off of my late night working, and I've been transitioning to late night reading. I am on book number 5 for the year already, and I feel like I got a few more days in January. I just started book 5 for this month, and I feel like I can get it done before Saturday.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can do it.
You.
I can do it. If not,
I'm
I ain't
just
mad
on
because
book
I'll be
3.
finished with. I mean, that ain't bad though. That ain't bad. Being as busy as you've been, I've been like late night reading. I've been, doing this thing called. Y'all always say I'm great at prioritizing and doing all of the things, but I don't know. I just really been for self. I've been real selfish. Like, yeah, I got all these things lined up. Like, I have my first 6 months worth of speakers lined up for Codebreakers already. I done already scheduled out my first two, and then later tonight I'm gonna be editing you and scheduling you out. So by next month, when I film with Daphne Friday, I can just go ahead and edit her and schedule her up too. So like I've been getting, man, my rent is paid up for 3 months, girl. I've been like getting ahead of the game. Okay. And I
Yes.
feel like that in every aspect. January has been so busy coming into 2026. And I'm looking for people to contract with me. I'm looking for white labeling services where people want to white label me. I'm really looking to go get it, okay? Heck, show me the money. That's where I'm at.
Yes. Yes. Let's break that code. Let's decode that. Where is it?
Okay?
Where
Man,
is
getting
it?
after it. Inviting my friends onto stuff like this so we can all know like if you need a resource, like watch my podcast. I'm sure there's a resource here for you. You can't sit here and tell me that you didn't know about nobody or you need something or you didn't know where to find it when I'm literally bringing all the people to know onto this podcast. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yes. And I mean, if people just make sure they're looking for the right rooms to be in, they will start to be able to connect those dots themselves. Don't just look for the next happy hour or when is the next brunch, but what's the next business networking mixer at
Hmm.
Mariposa, or what's the next entrepreneur link up at Foreign Exchange? Like,
Hmm.
it's stuff happening that they're trying to infuse entertainment and socially
Yeah.
fun with business. And
Yeah.
like you said, the people are there. And then you got podcasts like this, like Codebreakers and Spill It With Me. Y'all are
Hmm.
bringing the people to the people. So people just
Yep.
got to tap in. People just really
No.
have to tap in and get focused on what's important. Don't keep saying they weren't invited when we're all sharing the resources left and right. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes you have to take initiative.
100%. That's another thing me and Daphne been talking about. Just the workshops we've been having with Blossom. People have connected in those workshops and got great advice from each other, whether they were new in the game or, just or experienced in the game. It was so much feedback going around the room amongst each other to where like those workshops became beneficial and people made connections with each other. So even getting in those types of sessions and stop limiting yourself to just going out to networking, like even learning opportunities.
I'm gonna say put that first above networking. It's all cool and fun and games to go to a networking mixer and have a cocktail and get a few laughs in. But put these workshop series above networking because, first of all, there's networking that happens there. You're in a workshop that 9 times out of 10, you're surrounded by other entrepreneurs or maybe office managers or liaisons for businesses. But that networking is more top tier than just a business happy hour at some restaurant. Like
Yeah.
those workshops, building those foundational elements for your business, getting access to the resources and the tools, and then meeting these people who take the time out of their days to host and facilitate these workshops. When Blossom does it, you guys are doing it your own time. You are the ones facilitating, but you have also brought in guest speakers. When we do it as some new, we are notorious for bringing in somebody who specializes in the topic. We're not up here trying to teach you how to do your accounting and balance your books. We're going to bring in a CPA. We
Hmm.
are not sitting here trying to tell you how you should structure a video. We go bring in, if we're working on something that aligns with that, we're going to bring in professional videographers and photographers to talk about that creative process. But we not businesses have to get out of just thinking networking will build their business. Networking, word of mouth, and social media are not going to take your business to the next level and make it sustainable. It's
Hmm.
really about like learning, continuing to learn and be
Yeah,
teachable.
for sure. It's like being a doctor, literally. You doctors
Yes.
are always in school, doctors are always learning, and the way technology is going, you need to be in it thick, okay? You need to be in
Oh
it thick, or
yeah.
you about to get left behind. Because
Oh
what we was
yeah.
doing yesterday, we not doing today.
Yeah.
What we was doing
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, we ain't doing.
Yeah. They said yesterday's price, not today's price. Yesterday's work process is not today's work process.
And not and ain't.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right.
lot changing.
So, for most small business owners, marketing for huge entities like the RTC feels like a giant, complex machine. How do you break down community outreach into digestible pieces that an average entrepreneur can actually use?
Strategy in one word.
Love how it keep coming back around.
Yes,
Yes.
no. Strategic thinking and planning. Working with organizations like the RTC, it can be a lot. But like for one, some new has been working with the RTC for more than 10 years. However, they have an internal creative team amongst other subcontractors that we work with. So knowing how to work well in your lane but work well with others and complement other services is the way you bite that those take those chunks and break
Hmm.
it down. But it starts with a strategy. It starts with the strategy, a campaign, understanding who the audience is. RTC is our regional transportation entity. However, a lot of people don't know, like they control the traffic systems, they control the public transportation system, and it's other different elements. They fund roadway projects. So knowing who your audience is how we break those down. We do a lot of outreach with RTC to the community. And oftentimes it's to boost awareness about their services. We might do outreach about route changes or safety in the heats. They have a campaign called Summer Heat where they try to educate and connect with the community about staying safe in the heat. But then we got that component called Rise, which is my baby. The Rise is the small business program. So strategically knowing that we can't talk to all of these people the same. You
Mm-hmm.
have to start breaking it down to understand what the needs are for each campaign or each arm of the RTC or
Yeah.
whatever client or campaign you're working on.
Yeah. Strategy is it, man. Create them checklists and check, check,
Yes,
check.
yes, yes,
So, in a city like Las Vegas, me and you talk about this a whole lot, okay? Like trust. Trust is currency here. If
yes.
you people don't trust you or know you, because it is about who you know. You can't just go in a room and just ask somebody for some money to support you and sponsor you and all of these things. So, what is your technical approach to building and maintaining trust across so many different organizations?
Um, I would say that goes back to authenticity. Being authentic, not just in who you are, but the way you communicate and keep in touch with people. We deal with a lot of people daily as some new, and then even I know you do, wearing the different hats as a small business owner, working for a small business, being the president of AMA, being authentically you and being intentional with the way you connect with people, the way you follow up, the way you present yourself when they see you, when they meet you, when they catch you out somewhere randomly. Like you build trust by consistently showing up and not being all over the place. I can't try to be everything to everybody because somebody gonna see me somewhere and be like, that's not the hat she was wearing last week. Whereas, like me, with all these different organizations I'm involved in, it's different hats, but it's the same hat.
But they all
If
align.
that
Yep.
makes sense. They all
Yep.
align. Like those hats fit. I'm not
Hmm.
saying that I'm the marketing manager at some new and I am the wardrobe designer at NCA and I am the videographer. No. I'm in a marketing capacity with each one of these organizations because that's my lane. So I think that's what's most important. Being authentic, showing up, and then showing up intentionally.
Yeah.
Doing things with intention and authenticity are really the key factors in building trust
Yeah.
and maintaining it. Because once you break it, it's hard to build that back.
Yeah.
Like a
No, for real.
relationship. Like,
If I tell somebody I'm gonna do something or I'm gonna have something to you at a certain time and space, I best believe I don't care if I didn't dropped off all my kids at school and had to go get one in an emergency. If I told you I'm gonna have something done by 12 o'clock, you getting it done
or
by
it's
you get it.
or
Or
it's
like
gonna
you said,
bug me.
yeah.
Or it's gonna
If for
just
whatever
scratch
reason I
at your
can't get it
soul.
done, yeah. If for whatever reason I can't get it done in the time frame that I told you, I'm gonna let you know. Like I believe in open, clear communication throughout. And secondly, my kids and my family come before any and everything. So if there's something going on with them, that's literally the only reason why something wouldn't get done. But even then, I feel like we got laptops, we got phones, listen. I will be sitting in the waiting room in the emergency room with my laptop getting it done. I'm not doing nothing else but sitting here.
Oh, you're triggering me. That was me a few months ago. My team member had to text me like, "Why are you on this call and talking to her doctor?" I'm like, "Because we had a meeting. Like the client was important. I didn't have a chance to send out cancellations and all of that. I already prepared the stuff for this meeting. Let's do it."
Because sometimes life
Um,
happens. I mean,
yes.
like let's
Listen,
just be real.
Layla's coaches know. Their varsity games start at 6. So if I get there at 4, from 4:15 to 5:50, I'm on the bleachers with my laptop.
Yeah,
About 5:55, I put it up so I can watch our game. But
power bomb.
while while I'm here and the other teams are playing, I'm gonna get a couple more emails and things in before we before we get
No,
to
for
the
real. We're
main.
gonna work down to the wire, and then when it's time, my baby got all of my attention, and can't nobody else break me about that. That's y'all get my attention like y'all need it when during that allotted time frame, and then everything else that comes with me, all my other packages get all the
Yes.
attention that they need after those hours is done. That's just what it is.
Yes. I mean, it's only right. We put so much time in at work and into the community. I feel like I owe it to myself and to my baby to make sure I'm fully there for her.
Yeah.
Like, she knows if it's dire emergency, I might have my laptop open during your game too. But one thing I'm gonna do is be right there in the bleachers, and that one comes. She comes first.
Yeah, I don't believe in I can't I can't do it because I'm not my kids are no excuse. I'm not using my kids as an excuse for nothing. Like they have their time and I got my time and I make sure I give it to them all. And my work is no excuse for not being available for my family and kids. That's probably one of the questions I get asked the most. Like, how are you, a wife, a mom? You're an entrepreneur. You own this godly amount of businesses. You're the president. Like, how are you doing it
Strategy.
all?
Yeah, strategy. Yeah, there's a strategy. There's a method to the madness.
It really
There has to
is.
be a strategy, a calendar, and we are all on the same page. Like, we're on the
Okay.
same program in this house.
And I believed I could, and I did, and so did she. This girl named Raven, she believed she could, and she did.
Dream it,
Out
wish it,
here,
do it.
dream it with. If I can think it, I can dream it. I believe it. I can do it for sure. Got that mindset. See, that's why we
Indeed.
friends. Like I didn't even know she had that on her wall. Can do
Yes.
attitude.
Yes, indeed.
So finish this sentence. This year, the biggest code I plan to crack for myself is
No, and I was about to say, this has been my challenge. So I guess that's the biggest. Okay, the biggest code I plan to crack for myself this year is how and when to put myself first. Because I was about to answer with something for Layla and for Layla's business. That's my code. That's my charge this year to
Mhm.
fully identify and operate in my lane, if that makes sense. It's not going to
It
stop
do.
what I'm doing at some new or in the community or with Layla, but this year I have to figure out, I have to break the code and figure out what really makes Raven happy. What is Raven going to be into and passionate about once Layla's off to college and I don't have 3 events and activities to go to after I
Yeah.
leave the office.
I mean, and that makes sense for you because Raven is so selfless. Raven is so selfless to where
Thank you.
Raven don't think about Raven. I mean, you do to a certain extent, but then you be like, Raven can wait. Raven can wait. I can, but Raven can't wait. Raven tired of
No,
waiting.
Raven can't wait. And one of my favorite mentors, Dr. Tyler, one thing she told me that I love sharing with everybody else is make sure you're on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Like she
Go put
was
myself
asking me
on my to do
once,
list.
yes, yes, and not just the things you have to do, because sometimes I look at it like, oh, well, took care of my nails or I did
Mm.
this and I rearranged my closet. And those are things that I have to do. So making sure that true self-care, boundaries, and time for myself is on the to-do list is something Dr. Tyler told me, and I love telling people that. Just make sure
Yeah.
you're on your to-do list today.
I be finding myself being real selfish a lot sometimes. And I've been like that for at least the past 5 years. Not even gonna lie, MS kind of put me in a different headspace. Myself be on that to do list. I would leave a networking event and be like, I'm about to go get on my game. I'm about to go probably stream.
And see, you say selfish, but I don't see that as selfish because I know you to be selfless. I know you to show up for other people. You showing up, helping even when you weren't on the volunteer list. So it just sounds to me like you learned how and where to set your boundaries. You learned
Hmm.
what you need to cope or decompress from the day, and it's your
Hmm.
game. So, like, finding though, I need another happy medium like that because I love to paint, but it's not really, I don't have a room for painting yet. Hopefully God sees it in my plan in my new house.
Okay.
But right now, I'm not coming home taking out all of my paint stuff every night. Like that's a whole job to set it up. By the time I finish setting up, I'm like, oh, I'll do this tomorrow.
Okay.
I got to get all of the things set up. I like a certain vibe when I'm painting. I want it to be clean and straightened up around me, but my table is messy. And then
Hmm.
I got to lay out all my colors and stuff. I don't want just one color at a time. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole vibe I got to create. Having those things to decompress that you know is what will help you alleviate stress, like that's not you
Hmm.
being selfish. That's you knowing your own, knowing yourself, knowing what makes you happy, having boundaries,
I say
and
selfish because
being able
sometimes
to.
I overdo it. I didn't got way comfortable. Okay. I will
But is
go.
the
I will
work
go.
lacking?
Okay,
Is the
no,
work
girl,
lacking?
and not,
Exactly. So stop it. So stop it.
and not.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that's the code I want to break for myself. Finding and doing things that truly make me happy and are just for me this year.
So I'm going to Disneyland for my birthday this year. You want to go? It's gonna be adults only.
Oh, that sounds amazing. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Be selfish, Raven.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, that little blurb right there was about me being a little selfish because I don't care what you got going on. Come on, let's go.
Let's do it. Listen, that don't sound so terrible.
All right, so for the entrepreneurs who want to get more involved in their city but don't know where to start, what is one simple, actionable step they can take today?
Listen to KCEP. Listen to
Plug,
88.1 FM. And
plug.
yes, it's a shameless plug, but it's a real plug.
I'm
There is
loving the plug.
so much information that comes through KCEP.
It
It
is.
is the people station, but like from the community events and little random family outings that you'll hear about, you can win
Mm-hmm.
tickets to real
Mm-hmm.
information, like real information, like on the different segments they have. We know they give information about local news, national news. They're sharing information about workshops, events, training. Like, listen to KCEP. I mean, that's the only one answer I could give because other than that, it's a list of organizations, right? But if you listen to KCP, they're going to run that list down that I will share.
Yes, they are. Okay. Yep. Listen to the Wake Up Squad. I'm gonna give my own
The
shameless
Wake Up
plug
Squad.
because because they be
Yes, the
getting
Wake
you
Up Squad
together
is the
early in the
business.
morning from 8 to 10, 6 to 10. Sorry, excuse me, from 6 to 10 a.m. They definitely get you going. Not a boy. Definitely be having me all the way turned up. I
Some days it's
enjoy.
MBZ.
Some days it's definitely MVZ. um, I was just gonna say though, between AK and MBZ and their commentary, that's a whole different conversation. Be having me waking up and just wanting to call in and give input on that as well. So like, yeah, very
And
shameless
that's just
plug.
one of the shows. Like, it's a
Mm-hmm.
very shameless plug. The Wake Up Squad is definitely one of the top faves, if not the top fave, because